Let's start on a two-shot today. Let's start on a two-shot. Thank you. Welcome in, folks. Calen Carr this week in MLS. As you can see, I am alone today. Susanna Collins, I've finally gotten rid of her. I don't have to share the spotlight anymore. Susanna is gone, but only to the Super Bowl and on vacation. I think she's on a beach somewhere. So we've got a lot of different requests on who's going to fill in today. We've gotten everybody from the commish. You guys also asked for, did you see that? Extraordinaire, crazy man himself, Simon Borg. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it. But we do have something even better, a model, actor, DJ, artist, painter, and influencer himself, Mr. Heath Pierce. Come on, buddy. Welcome to the show. Dude, this is how the show started. It was you and I, first episode.
It's pretty disappointing to hear you say that Simon couldn't make it, therefore that's why.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
That's what it sounded
what I
like.
said?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Yeah,
I was listening, but.
He's big time now.
Yeah.
And you're even the better.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You know, we don't need that guy.
Yeah.
So anyways, welcome to the show. How was your weekend?
It was not bad. It was pretty relaxing. I watched a big game this weekend. How was your weekend, though? Were you?
It was good, yeah. We did.
It was a little bit busy.
It was. We did Black History Month panel. Josie Altidore, Lynn Williams, NWSL MVP. Greg Howard from the New York Times. We had a lot of really big people in to talk about how to grow the game amongst black people in the U.S. and how to, these guys are the best people to talk about it. So keep an eye out on MLSsoccer.com for that coming up in the future. We also have big news. Clint Dempsey back. He played in a preseason match against the Timbers, and you could tell he was excited to be back.
I mean, it's been a roller coaster, but at the same time, you wanna do whatever you can to get back on the field and keep playing. And it's something that I love to do, and I've worked hard to get in the position to be back on the field and hopefully being ready for the start of the season.
Of course, it was against the Timbers, though, right? It makes sense. But I'm happy to have him back. I saw him briefly at MLS Cup, and he seemed very optimistic about his comeback. So now that he's back, I'm really excited to see him play this year.
And it's kind of crazy to think, but the Sounders won MLS Cup without Clint Dempsey. Is it crazy to think that they could potentially make a move or move on? I don't know.
Hot take. I mean, it's not. Okay, that's unrealistic, but. They were very good with him and without him, which makes it a little bit difficult going into the season knowing that he's fit. Of course, he's a huge asset to the team, but where he fits in now, I'm not really sure. Him and Jordan Morris are good, but...
Yeah, well, they had that connection. I remember that game in Orlando last year where Jordan had several assists over to Clint. I think they do have a nice connection, and even late, when they did get into the playoffs deep, a lot of it was on Jordan's back, and he was able to lift that load, but I think having Clint back obviously is only going to make them a better team. We should also give a shout out as well to Nat Borchers, who's retired, former players. Now he's joined. Maybe he can join our men's league.
Yeah, that's right. We are collecting a lot
recruiting.
Of former pros on our men's league team. But he had a great career. It's the kind of guy I hated playing against, which means that he was usually a very good player. So awesome guy, and hopefully he's successful in whatever he does next.
Yeah, he can be our new luxury number 10. No offense to you.
I'm not a number 10. I'm number 6.
Number 6, okay.
Holding midfielder.
Okay, nice. The other big news, of course, we have MLS expansion. 12 teams make a bid to come into MLS. Everybody wants to join in on the party. Who are you most excited about?
I mean, we're both California kids, so the California market's obviously Sacramento, San Diego. I'm excited about that because any excuse to head out to the West Coast and cover a game is I'm always all for. But there's just so many cool markets, right? The standard and bar is set so high now for anybody that wants to come in. They have fan bases, there's history there, even if there isn't always a club that's been there for a long time. So I'm excited about all of it. My question for you, though, is if you could do a movement in any one of those cities, what city are you picking?
Well, I went to one of your old stomping grounds, Sacramento, to do one before. But I think Nashville looks the most exciting to me. I mean, I've never been there. I was watching the, Master of None, the Aziz show, and he goes on a first date to Nashville, and it looked like a cool place, and Aziz is one of my favorite guys, so maybe go to Nashville, check out some live music. I feel like the beers there would be good. This is the joys of being retired. We can partake in all these things now.
Basing your movement on Aziz Ansari's...
Yeah, it's just going to be a recreation.
That's great. Hey, listen, I'm not against it.
Except just like wildly less funny.
I've only been to Nashville once, but it's a really cool city.
All right, Heath, well, we can talk about whatever we want because this is our show. I don't know. Nobody said anything so far, but I want to talk a little bit about MLS Fantasy. And for all the fans watching, if you guys want to join our league, it's a special This Week in MLS league. You can click the link in the description and make a team. And I think you made a team, right?
I did make a team, and I'm going to point out one guy from my team.
Okay.
Walker Zimmerman.
Ooh.
Great game against the national team. Of course, he's been good for Dallas in the past, but I've got him on my team.
How much did he cost you? That guy sounds expensive.
I didn't even look at the price.
Just
Didn't need to.
I feel like
Didn't
that's
need
just
to.
the life of Heath Pierce. Just
he's
throw
young
it in the
and
bag.
he's blossoming into one of the best defenders in Major League Soccer. So he's leading my back line, and then of course I have Giovinco up top. Anybody stand out for you in your squad? I'm assuming you made one since you are running the league.
Yeah, same thing. Money is no option. Kyle Aaron. I think it may have cost $90 million. We have $100 million for the whole team.
$90 million.
So I had to kind of skimp around the rest of the team. I've got one guy in the back. Oh, and there goes my microphone. Jeez. See what happens when Susanna leaves? It's like the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah.
I've got Kyle Aaron up top and Dax McCarty, your buddy, center midfielder for us. How do you think he's going to do in Chicago?
I think he's going to be very good with Juninho next to him. That's actually really, really strong. Arguably one of the strongest midfields in Major League Soccer for this upcoming season, and just putting those two pieces together. Now they still have to work together and find some time. Dax has been gone with the national team, and Dax had a good game with the national team.
He did.
So I think he's moving beyond that last stage with the Red Bulls, and I think that they're gonna have a good midfield tandem.
How does this affect your old club, the Red Bulls? Because I know they got a lot of money from him, and they've got Sean Davis and some young guys kind of behind him. But is this one of those where you sort of believe in the hype, the homegrown hype, where you feel like you can move on a little bit too early, or you think this was a sharp move to get what you can while you can?
I mean, they've made a commitment since the very beginning to start building through the youth and the academy, and you can only talk about it so long until you start moving those players through, right? You talk about Sean Davis, Tyler Adams, guys like that are moving in, and they need time. And while Dax was their captain and probably or arguably one of their most important players in the club, it was a business decision, and it makes a lot of sense because when Dax was injured earlier in the season and Sean Davis was playing, he was also one of the best players on the field. So you have to find room for him and find room for players in the academy to come up, because obviously they won the USL. They have a lot of high quality players, so you got to find spaces for them, not always to be starters, but find those few minutes here and there that Sean was getting, and he moves into the starting lineup.
We couldn't get Simon Borg for the show.
I realize that.
No, I'm just kidding. But we did get him for, did you see that? He's not going anywhere. So Heath, why don't you do the honors? We've got our button up above. You got to go up and reach for it.
The button?
Yeah, just go reach for it.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Got it?
Got it.
Hit it. Wow.
Well
All
done,
right.
man.
Thanks.
Like a pro.
First try.
Okay, so my did you see that? Actually, this is going to be a little bit of a surprise for you. I want an explanation from this. Let's roll the tape.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, actually, might have a bit of
That actually smells really good.
It might have a bit of pico in there from lunch.
What was going on there? You just decided to go in and sniff Tim Howard's beard, or?
There's two things there. One, his beard smelled amazing.
Really?
Like surprisingly amazing.
Herbal
Like,
essences?
No, like far, like it was like if you smelled inside of like a barrel, of like a wine barrel. It's like oaky and a little bit of smoky and like some flavors. It was actually really, really. Wow. I don't know what oils he was doing.
Some nice notes.
But here's what actually happened. The whole day I had these questions to ask people, like, would you rather sniff Gandalf the Grey's beard or Tim Howard's? And every player that we had come in, I didn't ask it because I was like, this is really stupid. I don't want to ask this question. My producer kept saying, ask him, ask the questions. And finally, like a few of the guys, we did it. And then when Tim Howard came, they were like, all right, now you got to sniff his beard. Ask if you can sniff his beard. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And then I did it. And then it smelled really good. And I was totally cool with it.
What's your did you see that?
Mine is actually that post that the New York Red Bulls put out when Frank Lampard retired, with just the emoji of the hand waving saying bye with Grella nagging him, which is just kind of a savage thing to do, because he's
21-year career.
Yeah, 21-year career and done all these things, but also got megged by Mike Grella. So it's like kind of a little cool moment, and we're starting to see more of that kind of like digital savagery between I don't know if that's a word, but between all the teams, which is it's actually kind of cool because it's kind of a lighthearted dig, but it's also, you know, kind of a cool play. But at the same time, we all know that Lampard is a legend.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we got to thank my guy Heath Pierce for joining us today. Heath, you think you get used to this?
I could. I liked it. I had a lot of fun with you.
Okay.
Come a long way.
We have.
We have. Not very far in the grand scheme of things, but we've come a long way.
We're working on it. Susanna, we miss you. Fans, let us know, do you even want Susanna back? Can we get Heath on the show more often? This was a lot of fun. Oh, also make sure to sign up for our MLS fantasy team this week in MLS. We have our own league. There's going to be a lot of prizes. You can go against Heath Pierce. You can draft Kyle Aaron. We can all have him on our team. Life is beautiful. And I think that's it.
That's it, huh?
Shout out to Kick TV.
Sure.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.